What is up, LinkedIn? How is it going? Welcome to 101. I'm your host, Matt Zimmer. We're here to talk about all things software. I am not a technical person, so when I say all things software, I do not mean technical details. There are plenty other gurus out there that can talk to you about how to code. I'm here to talk to you about what to do with your code, maybe, how to sell it, how to market it, tips, tricks, different things that we need to think about when we're bringing products to market, and trying to give a holistic view of how business works, so that you're not simply just coding. You're understanding why you're coding, what the greater philosophy is, some of the different things maybe you're seeing online. Try to bring them to the light to unveil some of the inner workings of different departments, different strategies, those types of things. So yeah, that's about it. I'm going to get into kind of what I want to talk about. And if you have any questions, love to get some feedback and comments. You can throw it right there in the LinkedIn chat for the stream, and we'll get them here and read them out. And maybe one of your first questions is holy Matt, this video is in vertical format. That's right, man. We're trying out vertical format. One of the things about sales that I think is similar to engineering is just the need to kind of test and try different things. So we get LinkedIn provides analytics on video content, as does every platform. And one of the things that I wanted to try out is, does video format perform differently, better, worse than horizontal format? So we're going with the vertical format today. Maybe that stays, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? Throwing something different. Supposed to have some guests on, so the vertical format may throw them for a loop. I don't think most people are used to taking a look at vertical format when it comes to video interviews. So we'll see how that goes. But who knows? We're testing, trialing. Like I said, one of the things I like about sales is I do think it's very similar to engineering in that you kind of take the scientific method towards what you're doing. You throw out things, test, try, tweak, learn, change, and kind of move forward. So that's how I see the sales process, and I think it's pretty fun. I'm an engineer by training, and I've never kind of really done engineering really traditionally as a profession, but definitely have taken the different things I've learned and tried to put them into practice, and that's what we're doing here. So I've got a few different topics to cover today. When our guests come on, if our guests come on, we will we'll say hi. If not, we won't, and we'll do what we normally do and use their content to talk about how we think they could improve and better promote and sell themselves. So we will see what happens. But wanted to bring up my first topic, and that topic is sales naturally dishonest? So I think from an engineer's perspective, the answer is yes. I think sales and marketing from an engineering perspective is basically telling a lie, or maybe quite a bit of it. Maybe there's this perception that the best salespeople don't tell a lie, and the best sales is just brutally and truthfully honest. I've been thinking a lot about this recently. So again, not presenting myself as right and others is wrong. In fact, I'd love to hear a contrarian viewpoint. And in fact, if you've got a contrarian viewpoint and would like to come on the show, go to zimmers.com. You can book a time slot to come on the show at a later date. If you want to come on in the moment, send me a message on LinkedIn. I can pull you in real quickly. I don't think people do that, though. I think people are afraid to be on camera for some reason. It's all right. Maybe that's just promoting my content too. But go to zimmers.com, book a time slot. We can talk about some of these things. But like I said, so is sales naturally dishonest? I come at this from yes and no. Part of sales is to get a customer to say yes. In some respect, what could be perceived as in not their best interest. But I think what a good salesperson does is can really identify what a customer's best interest is, and can guide them around how the product that you're selling is kind of in their best interest and well aligned. So what's interesting about that is the product is really important, and the product meeting the customer's needs is super important. And if a product doesn't properly meet customers' needs, and really meet customers' needs, not like BS needs that a customer doesn't actually have. If a product's doing that, then I think a salesperson, you almost can't lie, because it's true that a customer does have these problems. You've talked to other customers in the past, and you've identified other problems that are similar, and everything kind of works out. So the product obviously is super important. I think a lot of engineers may get gleeful when they hear that the product is super important. I think the key thing, though, is that the right product is super important. Is it solving an actual need, and an actual need that's important that can't be solved other ways, and at a price point that customers are willing to pay. So all these things are really important. It isn't just about having a product; it's about having the right product at the right price point, that actually does the right thing. So it's important that engineers are impassioned by customer needs, and generally those engineers that are building that product will not be the people talking to the customer. Now, a lot of products obviously start out, maybe not, I don't know if it's a lot of products, but a lot of great products start out as maybe an engineer building a product for a need that they have, and therefore they're the first customer and they know their needs, and then can build a product to solve the problem. That's awesome. That's well aligned. At some point that that kind of breaks down as the product gets bigger, branches out, those types of things. But at least at the beginning, you can certainly take that path. At some point, like I said, that kind of breaks down, and what we need to do is trust that the people that are talking to customers, the salespeople, are doing their due diligence and their job to go out, understand the customer's problem, and iterate back to the engineering teams to bring the right product to market. And if a product isn't a perfect fit, that the salespeople, it's really the salespeople's jobs to bend and curb kind of the engineering teams to meet those customer needs and demands. So I think sales can be dishonest, especially if the incentives are wrong, and if people are just incentivized to push what the company has because the company needs to push what it has. But what sales really should be is fully aligned with engineering teams, and engineering teams should be leveraging their sales teams. And ultimately, if you have the right product, sales is obviously there to maybe expedite the movement of goods and services, but doesn't need to be dishonest. I think where this kind of came from was actually reading a lot of news headlines and just feeling like, a lot of news headlines today are really clickbaity. They're making some really large, kind of braggadocious, I don't know if that's the right word, but that's what we're going with, claim. And it's all about getting the click through. So I was reading an article on it was a science article on different basically there was some sort of radio frequency experiment that showed that the that the Milky Way had less matter in it than was previously thought, or either it was bigger or less matter. I guess it doesn't really matter, less density, so it could be bigger or less matter. Not really sure, I guess, but and that article made like a really like large claim, like the radio burst reveals it's way emptier than originally thought, or at least that's the way I read it. maybe that isn't the way it was typed, but it was the way it kind of hit my ear, from my eyes to my ears to my brain. That's kind of the way I read it. And the reality is yeah, it's emptier, but like it isn't like a real science-based article. The headline would have said radio burst shows that it's X amount emptier, and like I probably wouldn't have even needed to click on the article to read that one fact, right? But the article was making this kind of like large claim and not really giving me the information, was just putting something out there to get me to click through. And I've been noticing that more and more on news articles. Not to say that it hasn't always been like that, but one of the not to say that it hasn't always been like that, but I think I've been noticing it more. I'm not sure why. So maybe it's just something that has always occurred to get people to kind of read their article. But it feels to me like when the incentives are around getting a click to get paid for an ad, and kind of the economy has moved to where everything's pay per click, per eyeball view, that's just naturally going to happen. Like if I read a headline, nobody knows it. Now I may have read that headline and I may have frankly actually got value out of that headline. Frankly, I think I probably would have gotten as much value out of the headline as I did reading the rest of the article, because I just scrolled down until I found the fact that I wanted to see. But you can't sell an ad against that headline, I guess. So I don't know. Seems like that's the way the world's headed. But so some of those things seem dishonest, but that doesn't mean they necessarily have to be dishonest. I don't know. Maybe sales is naturally dishonest. If so, I love sales. Sales is what I'm passionate about. So maybe I love being dishonest. But I see sales as, I don't think that's the case. I see sales as kind of a game. How can I change somebody's mind that's naturally skeptical and get them to trust me? That seems like the world. How can I make friends? How many friends can I have? That's kind of what it seems like. I don't want people buying things from me that don't trust me just because they're doing it. I want them to feel like they can come to me and be critical and give advice and, you know, those types of things. And that feels like the game. So that's today's topic. Is sales naturally dishonest? I believe the answer is no. You may disagree. Clearly you do. I don't know. Let's move on to today's shame. Let's see. Akil. Who we got? Akil Pathan, you signed up for a presentation today, or a segment today, and you did not show up. I'm so disappointed. Every day we get one. Come on, guys. You make appointment slots, you got to show up. Just don't make it. Like, I'm not forcing you. Just don't make it. You know, what are you doing? Transforming organizations to achieve new heights of growth and productivity with IT expertise. You know, talk about sales, man. Those are large claims, but I guess we'll trust that you can make it happen. Got a little bit of activity in your last post, but like I like to do, I like to go down to the company. So head of business development. So you're in sales. Business development just means sales, in case, I don't know, maybe people are confused about that. Business development is sales. Identifying new business opportunities, developing strategies to pursue them. So, you know, I was here to promote, so hopefully you would have wanted to come on, but I guess not. Who knows? Managing relationships with key clients and partners. All right, cool. All right, I don't know if I want to read that. We're just going to go into FabZig Technologies. Let's see what we got. One employee. So it's just your company. But head of business development. So, all right, is there no website? Oh, there's no website that I can go to. Come on. All right. What do you guys think about a one-person company and a title of head of business development? What are you supposed to call yourself if you're a one-person company? Are you CEO? Are you head of business development? Are you janitor? What's the right title for a one-person company? I've questioned that for a long time. Hey Mudsar, thanks for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. What's the right title for a one-person company? Is it what do we think? I always went with CEO, but that doesn't seem right. At business development, you know, I guess maybe you're this is a consultancy, right? As a software development company. So it's a software development company, but he's, you know, so is he a salesperson or is he doing the software development? I know when I was running an agency, you know, we said we were a software development company, but most of the development didn't come out of the company. We were handling the actual dev was by outsourced parties, but the project management, the kind of architecture, all that was handled in-house. So, you know, we called ourselves software development, but the actual developers were outsourced. So I don't know. It sounds like probably what this guy's doing. But Akil, I would love to speak to you. This is still Fabzig. Let's get back to Akil. Let's see. Always been business development. Man, you are business development like nobody's business. Neil Patel and Satya are interesting. Neil Patel is interesting. If you guys don't know Neil Patel, he is a content marketer like you can't believe. Let's see if we got a video from Neil Patel. Then we'll jump into the next thing. Let's see what he says. Oh my god, I gotta share this differently. Yeah, maybe we don't want to. It's all right. I'm not sure if I agree or disagree, but with Neil Patel, but he does put out a lot of content. That's right. I'm calling it 23 will be bad for marketing. What does that mean? It'll be harder to get people to buy your product or service. Doesn't that mean that that's good for marketing? Because money goes into marketing. So maybe if you are spending your own dollars on marketing, it's bad. But if you're doing marketing, it's good, right? Because like what we care about as individuals is, am I getting paid? Personally, I don't care whether anybody, buys a product or not, I guess, as long as it's personally good for me. Now, incentives matter. So if I push product, obviously, that's good for me. I don't know. I mean, like just because marketing's harder, that feels like it should be good for marketing. It's like software development's easier than it has been. So is that good or bad for software development? I would think that's bad because it means we can get, lower tiered people to do the same work. I would think. I don't know. What was that about? Being greedy. Seize the opportunity and be more greedy. So Neil Patel is saying, be greedy. As individuals, we should be greedy. Co-signed by Neil Patel. Nice. All right. Let's jump into our next topic. Like I said, we've got another guest planned. We will see if Perny makes it. Hope to see it, Perny. As soon as I see you, we'll bring you on. But let's jump. Let's jump to our next topic here. That's right. I'm awesome on LinkedIn and a bit jealous. No, I'm not talking about myself being awesome on LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. So I just keep staying on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's real interesting to me. I think it's an underused platform. I feel like the interface is terrible. Like it's just a train wreck. The content I think is horrendous. And I'm not saying I'm not guilty of that either. I'm trying things. I'm trying to find stuff that's interesting and engaging. So if you've got feedback, please provide it. That's the only way we can get better here. But man, I see the content that I see on LinkedIn. I scroll past just everything. And rarely find myself stopping it. In fact, let's we're going to take a look into LinkedIn, but maybe we'll take a look at just my feed on LinkedIn, and maybe you can tell me if your feed is similar or dissimilar to what I've got. But Perny, we're not gonna take a look at you quite yet. Let's go to our LinkedIn feed. Can we zoom in here? Let's see if we can zoom in, huh? Let's see if we can zoom in. Can we? Yeah, that's the best I'm going to be able to do. So we'll. All right. All right. Dumb meme, like somebody, Chat GPT, whatever. I don't know. A photo, a Tim Hortons. Let's see. Show more feed updates. I don't know. I just find it so like when something's engaging, tell me when to stop. I gotta be honest, I like polls. Polls are interesting addition to LinkedIn. Not sure if anybody cares about polls or not, but I find myself voting every once in a while. More industry cures industrial process in seconds using what? More industry cures industrial process in seconds using UV and LED. What? Oh. What is your opinion of UV LED curing concept? I have no idea. I dislike it. I dislike this concept. I don't know what it feels like. When people like made fun of Facebook for content, like that's what I feel is LinkedIn. And maybe it's who I follow, maybe it's the groups I'm associated with. Like if somebody has a good curated LinkedIn feed, tell me how to do it. I just find it horrendous. Anyway, that said, I did find some stuff that's intriguing to me, so we're going to take a look at it in what we call today's I'm awesome on LinkedIn, but a bit jealous. So again, that's not my content, it's other people's content that have done a great job of getting views. And I have no idea how. I've tried to grow this platform, and it is difficult. But Matt Gray here, founder and CEO of Herb, which sells oregano online. It's an amazing company. That's a joke. It's a cannabis. I don't know. I think it's kind of like BuzzFeed for cannabis. Interesting market. He has amassed, I don't know, several 100,000 followers on LinkedIn, which is incredible because LinkedIn caps the number of followers you can get per day. I don't know if they always did that, but at least recently they've done that. So it's pretty impressive. Now maybe just a bunch of people are interested in the industry. It's a growth industry. It's I've got thoughts on this stuff and frankly aggravations. And like I said, let's say jealousy over the amount of engagement. I mean, look at this thing: 7,932, almost 8,000 reactions, 793 comments, 556 posts. Like, how? How are you making that happen? Wild. And it feels like people are like actually commenting on this, which just blows my mind. So we're gonna take a look at it, see if we can learn something. Frankly, we're not gonna see if we can learn something. We're just gonna be critical, I think. So in 2021, this guy closed $3 million in deals. I sent him a message and asked him what he was selling. I think he's selling ads. I don't know if that's related or not to that. That could be high, that could be low. I guess it depends. I don't know. I have no idea. It's a big number. It's also not verifiable. But got me to click, right? So cool. Let's move on. So here are the 10 tactics you can steal to be a rainmaker. So this is the one thing that I dislike most about sales is really kind of just the hustle culture that comes along with it. Just, it's not me. Might be why I don't get views like Matt does. Who knows? Let's see. So use seamless AI to find decision makers. Okay, so if you watched yesterday, I covered seamless.ai. I would say, like, my tweak here would be use seamless.ai to get contact information. Now he's changing it to find decision makers. The problem is, like, how do you find decision makers? Like, what are decision makers? Who are the decision makers? We don't know who the decision makers are until, we find who makes a decision. So you can find, you can't use a tool to find the decision maker. You need to, just do the work to find a decision maker. Now, you can use a tool to find the contact information. But if you think that just going to the CEO is what you need to do, like, you're just wrong. If I'm the CEO and somebody contacts me, generally I mark all that stuff as spam immediately. Stop reaching out to me. It's all spam. I found that, when I was operating as CEO, the way most people got my ear was actually through another employee. And somebody would get, something, and they wouldn't recognize it as spam, and they'd forwarded it to me and be like, hey, what do you think? And I'd be like, I think it's spam. But then I'd kind of naturally, reach out to that person. Because somebody else took it as credible. So I actually have found, going to the CEO, like, is not a good tactic. And I think Seamless is a good tool. So as far as a tool, I'm on board. But as far as a strategy of finding, I just got to find CEOs, I just fundamentally disagree. I don't think the CEO is the decision maker. Maybe for a one-person company, right? If we're going back to, I can't remember our last guest's contact, but if we're going to him, maybe you're right. Maybe the CEO is the person you should go to, but otherwise, I think it's a bad strategy. I disagree. Master email outreach. All right. 15-minute chat on, hey, I noticed, personal intro. All right. I mean, isn't that the most important piece? I'd love to chat with you about how do 15-minute leverage emails with the highest response rate. I mean, right. So what he's saying is, I think that last point, leverage emails with the highest response rate, is what you should do as A/B test. What works and what doesn't work here, and tweak and change and adjust to get to emails the best response rate. I don't disagree with that. I think it starts, though, you got to have, the hardest part about A/B testing is getting to a response rate. When you're starting doing this, and when you're initially starting, you're starting at 0, right? And you need to get a response to have a response rate in order to improve. And the reality is, In order to do really effective like A/B testing, it can't be a one email gets a response rate and one email doesn't, because then you're just going with the one that got a response rate. So there's no real improvement. You need to get two things that have some amount of response rate and like a thing that you're testing, and then you kind of tweak and change and improve. So I think this is actually difficult to do. Now the general structure, okay, I guess it's fine. I don't think the subject is intriguing. I think the hardest part about email outreach and kind of where I would start is the subject line, because when somebody sees your email, the hardest thing to do is get them to click to open the email. So you need to get them to click to open the email, and then you need to get them, this email would be, you need to get them to respond to your email to say whether or not they have time. And you're picking a day, so now you need to, you need to get them to respond. And if, so, we're talking, you're trying to get a response. Another way to go is to throw somebody to a Calendly or something like that, which is 2 clicks, and then you got to fill out the Calendly form. So there's, the question becomes like, well, what are you testing? And, there's all sorts of kind of levels in these funnels. And ultimately, what you need to get, what you're really testing for is, how do I get customers? And let's say you identified that there's 7 layers in your funnel or something like that. Level 1, you may have picked a level 1 that led to success in level 1, but didn't lead to the level success in level 7. And then you may have, that may not be the right approach. You may want to change your level 1 such that you have more success, further down in the funnel. So all these things work together, and you really need to work hard to get that funnel aligned. Gull, I see that you've joined the stream here. I'm gonna quit what I'm doing right now and jump in and see if we can talk. Let me have you join. Gull, can you hear me?
Hey, yes.
Hi there.
Hi. Just allow me a couple of seconds. Hi.
Hi there. How are you?
Very well. How about you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for you too. Before I begin, are we currently going live?
Yeah, is that all right?
That's absolutely fine. Just wanted to discuss a little about the whole nominations of the awards and recognition, if you remember.
The nomination of the awards.
I believe you were in talking terms with one of my colleagues, Purni.
Say that again. Let me hold on one second.
Sure.
All right. There we go. Can you say that one more time?
All right. So this is in regards to the nominations at the Internet 2.0 conference that's happening in Vegas
Sure.
in the month of July. And that's something that I wanted to discuss, but I don't think the live would work, in that sense.
Okay. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell me what the awards are?
Absolutely. So essentially, it's a 3 days business conference that we're organizing. We've been doing it for the past 5 years in Vegas and in Dubai now. And herein we also confer awards to certain individuals and companies in 3 different categories. Outstanding Leadership Award category, there's a Visionaries category, and then there's Outstanding Organizations Award category as well. And because you've been shortlisted for the same, that's exactly what we wanted to talk about.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I'm assuming this is for Novum.
Yes, absolutely. This in particular is for you as an individual, and of course, you can go ahead and nominate your company as well if in case.
Sure. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I don't think I'm that special as an individual, so I'm probably not deserving of an award, but
Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Come on. The work that you've done, I did read quite a lot about you, although of course I'm not a part of the research team that has shortlisted you. But again, I did read about you, and of course this is something that we are definitely looking forward to have you in.
Great. Well, I appreciate it. I'm not. So I guess I apologize. I didn't know we were going to be. I didn't know you needed to have specific one-on-one time. This is when I do my live stream to talk about sales efforts. So we can kill this if you want. That's not a problem.
I mean, I would really prefer if you could connect one-on-one, if that's all right. Maybe some other day whenever you're available.
Sure. Go ahead and send me a message.
All right. Perfect. Then I'll get in
right,
touch
take
with
care.
you.
Bye.
All right.
All right. Well, that was fun. I have no idea. What do I got scheduled, man? Right? Who knows? Well, I wasn't sold. I find it interesting. Nobody, like, people really get thrown off by being live. I like talking live because frankly, I like talking in public. I like feeling like other people are watching because then I think it keeps me honest. I don't think I deserve a reward. I don't think I've done anything, remarkably special over the last year. So I can't imagine why somebody else would think that. Internet to conf. Well, since we're doing this, let's take a look at what internet to conf is, and then I'm going to jump back into what we were talking about before. Let's see. There we go. I don't know why this thing defaults like that. There we go. All right. Cool. Gotta there we are. All right. What is the Internet 2.0 conf? I'll bet you. So I should have asked. Like, it definitely, winning an award definitely costs money because you need to spend $2,000 to accept your award. I'm certain. Please have a video. They gotta have a video, right? If you don't have a video, you're not a real conference. So it's 2 days. Where's it at? Where's the Internet 2 Conf at? Looks like it's in Vegas? Oh. So you only got to spend $2,000 to get there in July. Took a look at how do you target somebody for an award based on a LinkedIn profile? Oh, yes. All right, let's do it. Here's the Internet 2.0 conference trailer coming at you. Let's check it out. Attendees and 40 speakers. 10% of the 40 speakers, 250, 20% of the people are speakers. I feel like Internet 3.0 is the next thing, right? What are we doing with 2.0? Feels like it might be a little late. Okay. Hey, Gal. Gull. Was it Gull? Apologize, it's Gull. I'm I'm probably not interested, but thanks. I will obviously try to send you some traffic. So hopefully that works for you. But thank you. All right, let's jump back into our critique and analysis here. All right, so that was on email. Moving on. Create an impeccable sales deck. Every touch point is a chance to delight your customers. Agreed. Your sales deck should be a work of art. Agreed. Every single word matters. Agreed. Here's the structure of our deck at Herb Worthy. Introduction to who we are. So I think this is really interesting. Oh man, I'm not sharing anything. There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, so the most interesting part of this is that the deck is 30 pages long. Like, that's not going to work. I think a sales deck needs to be like five pages. And if he had, you know, what's crazy is like who we are goes from slide 8, 9, 10, 11. It's this his who we are is 4 pages. Like, what do you need to say? You know, who we are is one deck. Why is the intro on slide 3? Like, I'm not. If it said introduction, if we change that to title slide, you know, this thing's 6 slides. Like, that sounds about right. And just make each one of these one slide, and I think you're good. But 30 slides, and then I'm sure there's next steps is, you know, 30 through 40 or something like that. It's probably a 40 slide deck. Like, no, that's not going to work. So this is why Matt Gray, I would love to speak with you. I think this is like amazing that you pull this much traffic, and like I said, like jealous. I just not in total agreement, but that's all right. Don't reinvent the wheel. Refine your sales script. Have a straight line sale. Ask specific questions. I mean, yeah. Understand there's actually sell them on opportunity. Close the deal. That's pretty sound advice. Sell respect. Yeah. Sell repeatable, scalable products. Okay. Don't customize your product for each customer. Okay. Yeah. You don't customize. You know, configurability over customization. That's kind of what the goal is. So that's fair. That said, like, you know, think about something like, well, I was about to say even like high-end, you know, watchmakers or something like that are, you know, high-end, real high-end products. You know, you could argue that even what they do is configurable, not customizable. You know, I think these are nuanced words, so I don't know. Say no to customers who want a ton of customization. Yeah, a ton. Hire hungry salespeople. You need missionaries. I expect salespeople to have 100 touch points per day, run 40 meetings per month, create 20 opportunities per month. Be clear on expectations before you hire people. Yeah, I think, you know, hiring hungry salespeople, it's fair. You also need to be able to provide salespeople with like security and, you know, potential. It isn't like you expect salespeople to do that. What are your do your salespeople have expectations of you? Can you show them how it's done? Can you get 100 touch points per day? Can you, you know, run 140 meetings per month? Can you create 20 opportunities per month? How do you define an opportunity? I think these are fine metrics and goals. These could be interesting things to track in Allo if you watched yesterday. For salespeople, could be good metrics to take a look at. Train people on a sales playbook. Use your sales script, sales deck, and expectations to have a clear playbook. Keep people accountable for executing a strategy. Sales is a machine. Make sure yours is running efficiently. Yeah, use your stuff. Use your materials. Make sure you're, not just creating stuff for the simple, just to create stuff. Like, you're creating it for a reason, right? Cool. Focus on the customer experience. Agreed. Every word, every email, every deliverable matters. So everything matters. It all matters. It all matters a lot. People need to feel that you care. Attention to detail builds trust. So everything matters. Make sure you focus on everything. Sales continues to improve. I've learned for the sales matter. I'm not sure why this is a tactic. Like, listen to other people, sales emails, copywriting. I mean, he's obviously had success with like email outreach, I guess. I haven't had success with email outreach, so me listening to an email sales copywriting person, I don't know. I haven't had success there, but maybe you will. Sell the customer on ROI. Sometimes things don't have ROI, right? Like, if it's entertainment, like the ROI may be like dopamine hit in your head. Should provide 10x more value than the price, make it a no-brainer. $10x more value, how do we define value? Is value always defined by dollars? If so, maybe, this is easy to calculate. It's not always that easy to calculate. One of the things I hear in tech a lot is the term net positive, right? We want to, we want to have a net positive impact in the world. Well, cool, man. How do you define net positive? What is, how do you calculate net positivity? What do you disregard in your equation? You can't take everything into effect when you define these things. More value, I think, is like a good heady thought experiment, but like, it feels real salesy to me to say provide 10x more value. It's like, have you heard 10x engineers? They got 10x more output. Like, all right, is that what we care about? What we're saying is we want to hire people that, do what we want to do, what we want them to do, easier than other people. There's no real calculation for 10x. It's just kind of like a heady, concept, but it doesn't really mean anything. There you go. Thanks for reading. So I don't know. Matt Gray, I am amazed and impressed with your ability to gain followers. We'll do a little self-promotion here for you. Man, we've got 34 mutual connections. Look at this, 151 followers on LinkedIn. 151,000 followers on LinkedIn. I've never seen that. I got to find some other people that have got that many followers. But he's got a newsletter, a book. I got to write a book. Is that the key? Hikes. I gotta get on the plan, dude. Is it email marketing? Is that all I need to do? If I write a nice email, I'm gonna get that many followers. It's just, I mean, like I said, this is critique but jealousy. I mean, this guy is just killing it. So hopefully that was interesting and insightful. Well, I wanted to show our last guest, but we won't do that today. We heard enough from her. All right, everybody. I think that's it for today, right? We got nothing else to talk about. No questions, no comments. Mudar, I appreciate. Give me that thumbs up. That's what I need. Give me all those likes on LinkedIn. I do see I got one Twitch viewer right now. Normally Twitch is good on comments, but not getting anything from Twitch. That's all right. Appreciate the views, and we will be back tomorrow with another, most likely, people that book meetings. I'm changing my meeting thing to make it more and more clear that people are showing up for a live stream, even though it says it on the meeting thing. But apparently I've hidden it too much. So we'll keep doing this. It's helpful for me to talk about sales because I think it lets me really get my day in order of what I want to do and think about what I want to focus on and how I want to focus. So I'm going to go out and write some copy, as Matt says, and I'm going to go out and crush it today. Just crush it. Hope you have a great day. Take care.